we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So Cardi B payola is increasing. Okay, it has been reported that Cardi B is predicted to go top 10 on the Hot 100. Not only that, though, she has allowed the fans to pre-order her new album, and Tlantic Records is hoping that Cardi B can sell at least 200,000 first week. If she sells at least 200,000 first week, her album will not be considered a flop. Now, a lot of people are wondering, why did it take Cardi B so long to put out an album? They shelved her for so long, and now they're allowing her to release music. Well, here's the thing. Cardi B is contractually obligated to release music. Tlantic Records could, in fact, sue Cardi B if she did not put out an album. Okay? And allegedly, she already owes Tlantic Records a lot of money. Okay, so they're willing to put a budget behind Cardi B so that way she can basically recoup the money that she owes. Okay, she went 7 years without a tour, 7 years without really doing any projects, no mixtapes, no nothing. Okay, that's a long time. They gotta recoup. So that is the reason why she is able to put out her album. Now, if this album flop, I don't think that there's going to be a third one if this album flop. But let me know if you think Cardi B can do 200,000. I think she can do two. Some people are saying, oh, she can only do 150, 100K. You don't understand. If she do 150,000 first week, that might be her organic numbers. They gonna add 50,000 or maybe even 100,000 of payola to make it 250. Okay, especially since Nicki Minaj was bragging about her numbers, bragging about 228. Now, they don't care if she don't do 228. As long as she do 2, it will not be considered a flop for Tlantic Records. So let me know if you guys think she can do 2. I think she can do 2 with payola, with a Beyonce and SZA feature, and possibly the Weeknd collaboration. I can see her doing 2. Okay, so let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, moving on to Lizzo. It has been reported that Lizzo got a D0JA Cat and SZA collaboration on her mixtape that she is dropping this Friday. Since when does Lizzo drop mixtape? Oh, because she flopping now. See, this is what I don't respect about Lizzo. Now that you flopping, you want to go back to rapping and dropping mixtapes. But when you were a pop singer, okay, she was Big Bertha a few years ago, you wasn't dropping no mixtapes. You wasn't acknowledging the rap culture like that. Okay? But now you want to pander to the hip hop culture because you flopping with pop music. You dropped 2 pop singles and they flop. I don't respect that, Lizzo. Now, I do think that D0JA Cat does need to give Lizzo a collaboration because Lizzo basically put her on. I already discussed that yesterday. Put her on tour before D0JA Cat was even popping. And as for SZA, SZA and Lizzo are very close. So she was going to do it regardless. SZA, if she's close to you, you can get a free collaboration. She close to Justin. She close to Kung Fu Kenny, and she close to Lizzo. So they always gonna get free collaborations no matter what. Let me know if you guys are interested in this. I'm definitely not. I don't listen to Lizzo's music because it just sounds like Disney pop, Disney rap music. Okay, or like a parody. Okay, like a fake rapper making a YouTube video, getting clowned on TikTok or something. It just sounds like a skit when she raps. I don't like it. But let me know if you guys are going to tune in. Now, moving on to Botch, Bitter, Delusional, and Paolified. She spoke about adding Whoppin' Up to her sophomore album. She said, "My hit records need a home. My fans been telling me, hey, please put Whoppin' Up on the album, and wherever they fuck they want, they effing get." Now, here's the thing with Botch and Bitter. That was not the fans doing. Okay, don't try to blame the fans. It was the labels doing, you dumb bitch, and you know it. Okay, I know you think we're as stupid as you, but unfortunately, we know the game, and I hope other female rappers follow. Okay, you know, Cardi B knows how to strategically play the game because of Titanic Records. Ain't no reason why a person would need a 5-year-old single to be on an album. That logically doesn't even make any sense because you didn't even add the songs that you dropped last year or in 2023 because they weren't hit records. You didn't add Bozos. You didn't add Dr. Miami. You didn't add the Hot Garbage record because those records flop and you know it. So because you haven't really had a hit since 2020, that's why you added those records. Stop. Okay, you always trying to act like the fans told you to do that. I don't give a fuck. That was Titanic Records, and you will be receiving another 100,000 lashings, you dumb bitch. Okay? Because at the end of the day, just own it and say, listen, I haven't had a hit in 5 years. I want this album to sell. I respect honesty. I don't respect when you try to tell lies, okay? But you so dumb and delusional that you think people are going to fall for the okie dokie. And listen, y'all know, I already knew that she was going to do this. I told y'all years ago that she was going to add WAP and Up because she didn't have no recent hits. Okay? So it wasn't really shocking to me, you know. And with that being said, I think other female rappers should do the same thing. Now, the drama continues with Halle Bailey and Doodle Garbage. It has been reported that Halle Bailey has officially filed a child custody case for Hałłë against Doodle Garbage, and it was on June 20th. Fans have noticed that it was the same day that Doodle Garbage and India's Love went to streamer prom together, and they posted the pics, okay? So a lot of fans feel like she is jealous, and that's why she is continuing to do the custody case against Doodle Garbage. Now, Doodle Garbage is asking the judge for permission to visit the son he shares with Halle Bailey in Rome, where the 25-year-old singer and actress is filming a movie and has sole custody of the child amid domestic violence claims against the rapper. Doodle Garbage's lawyer made the request during a Tuesday hearing, which happened yesterday, and he requested to see Hałłë, and the judge said that she thinks it's reasonable for Doodle Garbage to visit Hałłë in Italy, but that she required an independent monitor due to Bailey's concerns. The judge also said that if these visits are permitted, she'll put in place an order barring Doodle Garbage from posting about the child on social media during that time frame. The lawyers are now looking into availability for professional monitors in Rome, and they're set to return to court for further discussion of the matter Thursday, June 26. Now, with that being said, Halle Bailey, who has been awarded sole custody of Hałłë while the case plays out, a final custody arrangement for the child will be determined after a full hearing on the matter, which is currently on track to take place in July in Los Angeles Family Court. Now, let me know how y'all feel about this. Well, the only person I feel bad for is Hałłë. I don't feel bad for Doodle Garbage, and I definitely don't feel bad for Halle Bailey. But also, I will say that it's kind of embarrassing that to even see your child, you have to have some sort of monitoring. That's very embarrassing. And there's a lot of idiots that want to run with the narrative that Halle Bailey lied. Here's the thing. When you go to court for domestic violence, you have to show proof. You have to show evidence. It's not he said, she said. You can't do that in court. She showed pictures of bruises. She also showed a video of, Doodle Garbage basically doing something physical to her. It was on a Ring camera that was shown in court, and I'm sure eventually the video will get leaked. And then on top of that, Let's not forget how Doodle Garbage got upset at a fan for calling him Doodle Garbage and had his brother beat up that guy. Okay, and now he's getting sued. I do feel like Doodle Garbage has some sort of anger issue, an anger problem. I just don't think that she just pulled this out of her ass. But it is kind of embarrassing that you can't even see your son one-on-one. You got to be monitored. Okay? And to be quite honest, I feel like the monitor should be in place. I feel like he do get angry fast and he puts on a persona, on Twitch and for the general public that he's this nice guy, and he's really not that nice. Okay, there's a different side to him, and there's a different side to Hałłë too. I do believe that she puts on a persona and showcases one side, but here's the thing: Hałłë could never really harm Doodle Garbage unless she get a gun. Okay, physically she wouldn't be able to really punch him in the face and really harm him. She doesn't have that strength. He has more strength than her, and he has to control his anger, especially while having a child. So I don't feel bad for none of them. The only person I feel bad for is Hałłë. Now, moving on from that, Queen Bee shuts down Paris Fashion Week, looking amazing at the Louis Vuitton fashion show, because that she cool with Pharrell. Okay, and isn't he the creative director over there? Okay, she looked amazing. Camel Face looked a hot mess per usual. Him and his dread wig need to go. I feel like he makes Queen Bee look like, I wouldn't say ugly, but he doesn't add to her beauty. Like, it will never be like, wow, that's one beautiful couple. With him in the picture is just ugliness. He needs to allow her to do, fashion events by herself. I don't think he should be invited to any more fashion events because he ruins all the pictures. Like, who wants to see Camel Face in a picture with Beyonce? Nobody. He has a face that only Blue Ivy and his mother could love. I don't think Queen Bee loves that face, but she loves the opportunity she get from being with the gatekeeper. Let's not forget the power that Camel Face has within the industry. But to be quite honest, he makes Queen Bee look bad. I need her to keep him out of the pictures from now on. Now, moving on from that, it looks like Tyler, the Creator, and D0JA got a collaboration coming out. The collaboration is called Get Right, and it was teased at the Louis Vuitton fashion show. And as we know, I believe D0JA wore Louis Vuitton at the Met, okay? When she was acting like her outfit was better than everybody's and she needed all these umbrellas and it was basic as hell. She wore Louis Vuitton. Tyler has a good relationship with Pharrell. I'm here for the collaboration. I think that Tyler and D0JA will match each other's energy. And I also feel like the collaboration could possibly be fire. But I do think, and this is no shade to D0JA, but I do feel like she low-key fell off. After Anxiety, what did we get? I feel like you got to constantly put out hits when you new. You can't be taking breaks. Okay? And I understand that, D0JA's a writer. She's not Cardi B. She's a writer, so it might take her a little bit longer. But with that being said, I feel like, after Anxiety, we should have got something else. She should have dropped like maybe an EP or something for us to kind of listen to, because Anxiety was a big record, but it wasn't like the song of the summer. It didn't last like the whole summer. I don't even listen to that song, to be quite honest. I feel like, no shade to D0JA, but she did in fact low-key fall off a little bit. I feel like people are not talking about D0JA as much, and this is the time to drop. Because I feel like later on this year is going to get real busy with other people dropping. Drake is supposed to be dropping. Kung Fu Kenny's supposed to be dropping later this year. Queen Bee still got to drop Act 3. Megan's allegedly dropping. The time to drop music is now. D0JA also is coming too. So I just feel like she kind of dropped the ball, in my opinion. Just a little bit when it comes to building anticipation for her album. Now, Off the Cheat will be receiving 50,000 lashings. Okay? Off the Cheat is so thirsty because Cardi B left his ass for Stefan Diddy. Now he talking about he got a crush on Sabrina Carpenter. Bitch, if you don't sit the fuck down, and you better stay away from the princess of pop. Okay, you better stay away from her. She doesn't want Community D off the Cheat. Okay, you slay that peen everywhere in town, and at the end of the day, you also are a big flop. Okay, she needs to get with somebody on her level, and somebody that's not disrespectful when they're in a relationship. She already got cheated on by that ugly guy that she was dating. What was his name? Barry. So she already got cheated on by him. Why would she want another cheater? Okay, sit the fuck down off the cheat talking about you got a crush on Sabrina. Bitch, if you don't leave the princess of pop alone, we don't care about what you got a crush on. Why don't you find some hits to drop, okay? And low key, I do like the song with Jid. I do like that song, Bodies, featuring Jid. But that's not really a hit, okay? Because nobody cares about that record. Let's be very clear. Leave Sabrina alone. Now, moving on from that, unfortunately, it was reported that Orlando Bloom and Miss Katy Cat have broken up after a 10-plus year relationship, okay? Now, a lot of fans on social media are saying that Katy Perry can't keep a man because wasn't she married to Russell? What was that ugly man's name? Oh, Russell Brand. That was his name. He was married to Katy, and then he dumped her while she was on tour. Now, that happened a while ago. And now Orlando Bloom, who she's been in a relationship with and have a baby with, he also has dumped her. So a lot of people are saying, can Katy keep a man? I don't think it's the fact of her keeping a man, because I got the real tea about this split on Patreon. Link will be in description. But I also feel as though with Katy, she just comes off as awkward. I'm sure she's an awkward person to be in a relationship with. Hopefully they can co-parent. They do have a child together, even though she doesn't really talk about her. She doesn't post about her children or child. She definitely talked about her child, but she doesn't really post about her child. But hopefully they can co-parent or get back together. Who wants to be a baby mama? I know that's not something Katy Perry wants to be. So hopefully they can get back together and work it out. Well, all I do know is Katy better get in her chart-obsessed racist bag and make a breakup album. Okay, would y'all be here for a Katy Cat breakup album talking about Orlando Bloom? That might be a hit album. I think people would want to tune in to see what really happened between them. She played her cards right. This is the time to put out music, not that trash she put out last year. This is the time to put out a breakup album like the chart-obsessed racists do and Olivia Rodrigo do. You got to get in their bag. Every time they go through a heartbreak, they get in the booth. So, Katy, I'm expecting a hit record by the end of the year. Or, unfortunately, I would have to give you 50,000 lashes. You got until December 31st, 2025. If you don't put out a hit album or a record by the end of the year, I no longer consider you a pop icon in the game. No shade. Okay, the pop icons, when they get dumped, they put out hit records. So it's really no shade.